So Craig, are there opportunities to extend these types of services or benefits to the patient and manufacturer markets as well?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same platform, but just a different view. Their experience may be different based on what the customer's needs are. For example, manufacturers want to see data that they can see and make faster decisions and understand what's taken place. And it's also instrumental, the manufacturers are, in providing many of the materials that may be available to the patients to be able to support their type of care that they need to be able to take place. So it's really about bringing the two together in a new type of environment. And the patients, they are the core of our service offering. You know, there's benefits to making sure that the patient, the provider, and the specialty pharmacy are all operating on the same page. So it really comes back to transparency and creating innovative solutions to support the compliance for those patients.
Wow, that really sounds exciting, but tell me what you see as the largest challenges when it comes to engaging stakeholders with new services like these.
Well, whenever you introduce new technology into the medical arena, you aren't sure how the uptake is going to be until you are there in the moment. And we've been extremely pleased with the reception. And the biggest challenge and opportunity, I might add, is really to stay ahead of the curve for innovation and integrating it into an overall solution. And the other challenge is a really sort of a good challenge to have, and that is how do we make sure that everyone knows that it's available to them and getting it out into the marketplace. You know, we're fortunate to have a group of individuals that have made this their passion, and they're dedicated to making sure that takes place.
In what ways are external forces like governmental influence or consumer expectations changing how physician practices use technology?
Well, you know, one thing, I mean, it's very clear that technology is here to stay and will have a profound way on how we will do business. And government has incentives in place to help encourage technology adoption at a practice level now, you know, so from e-prescribing to EMRs, you know, the carrot is out there for early adopters. And the new technologies have the ability to transform and fuel growth in times that are very turbulent in healthcare right now. And then when you look at the consumers and our patients, you know, they are also resetting their expectations. There's more resources available to these patients now than ever before, and so what we're seeing and what our practices are seeing are patients that are walking in that are much more educated. And then when you look at the advent of like social media, tweeting, Facebook, and other vehicles, fully expect that the consumers will also be pushing for different ways to be able to interact with their service providers. So we are being proactive in our approach and really trying to be a resource and creating different ways to be able to communicate and make sure that we're being proactive in our approach and being on the forefront of this new technology.
So what do you see on the near horizon for the specialty pharmacy market in terms of new services or increased responsibilities or changing relationships between them and their stakeholders?
Well, you know, let's talk about the fundamentals. You know, the fundamentals of what we will do will remain the same. I mean, we are there to make sure that the patients have access to new products that come into the marketplace and make sure that they have access to the existing products. So we want to make sure that with those core services, we're able to get patients on therapy quickly. We're able to drive, you know, compliance. You know, those two things are paramount in the management of the patient and working with our practices. And new products that will be coming out will have a level of complexity and are going to be used in some cases combinations with other products, and those will create challenges for compliance. So you'll continue to see a lot of programs around compliance and adherence and making sure that the patients are taken care of. In addition, you know, I think going forward we'll also be seeing more partnerships with our stakeholders to make sure that, you know, we're working with the providers and the payers in the management of pathways. And really what's going to be critical for us is being nimble in times of healthcare reform. There's a lot of change taking place right now and making sure that we're at the forefront of that. And then finally, what I was really excited about is the innovation in technology and how do we leverage that to meet our individual customers' needs. You know, the time is now. I mean, it's here. And so we have the ability to provide pharmacy and clinical services, clinical tools, compliance tools, reimbursement solutions, and integrate them in one place. And so, needless to say, we are very, very excited about our future in this space.
Craig, this has been great. Thank you for taking the time to share your expertise.
Thank you. Appreciate the time.
And thank you for joining us. We'll be back soon with another all-new webisode. Until then, if it's on your mind, it's in the know.